Hey everybody, welcome back. Glad you could join me. Got a great project that we're working on today. Now that the shop is getting in order, I can start back on some woodworking projects. I got a nice candle holder here, and I drew up the plans last night, and it's going to house 4 of these candles in these little glass, or what they look like, shot glass jars, and they're going to sit right inside there, 4 pieces, and we'll make some legs for it. We're going to use the dado blades. I know guys have been asking about the dados, when we're going to do stuff with dados. Well, today we're going to do that. So stick around, we're going to make some sawdust. Now the first thing I want to do is cut this down to a more manageable size. This is an 8-foot board. I don't need 8 feet. The project's only going to be 13 inches. So what I'm going to do is oversize it a little bit and make it 18 inches. And cross cut a piece out 18 inches. Now this board is pretty flat on one face, so I'm going to just run that through the jointer and get a really straight edge so I can cut this on the table saw. Now I'm just going to run it a few times through the thickness planer, not only to get it down in thickness, but to also flatten out that cupped side. Now I'm going to rip it to final width, which is going to be 6 inches wide. Now I'll cross cut one edge to have a nice straight reference point for the length. Now I'll measure from the side I just cut and cut the other end to length, which would be 13 inches long. The scrap that I cut off, because I did make it, oversized purposely for 2 reasons. 1, for snipe on the planer, and 2, because I'm going to probably cut this down the middle here and make a nice fancy round over on both sides with the bandsaw and have 2 legs that are going to sit underneath the candle holder. To have 1 leg over there, 1 leg on the end over here, and that's what I have in the plans here. I kind of changed it a little bit. I'm not going to have it protruding up to the top anymore. I'm going to have it underneath, sitting in 2 dados. So we're going to have to cut dados also. But right now I want to do the layout. I'm going to follow these instructions here that I made last night on my plans. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to center all these circles, and we're going to go over to the drill press. Now this piece is 6 inches, so the first thing I'm going to do is mark my center, which is going to be 3. Now I'm going to take a combination square, set that to 3, continue the line straight through the middle. Now I have my center of the board. Now the way I have it laid out so that everything's evenly spaced, I'm going to find the center right on that line of the hole that I'm going to need to drill for the candles. So I'm going to go every 2 inches. I'm going to make a mark every 2 inches. That's the center of that. Now I'm going to move up to 5 inches. Then I'm going to go to 8 inches, make a mark there. And the next one's going to be 11 inches. Or I can flip this around and mark off 2 inches again. Now the reason I did this is so that not only do I have the center of the board here, but now I also have 3 inches, 2 inches spaced here and 3 inches spaced here between each candle. So 2 inches from the edge, 3 inches in between each candle. Now I'm just going to take a compass, and what I'm going to do is find the center of the candle. Now I've installed a Forstner bit on the drill press, and I'm using that to drill the hole where the candle is going to sit. I also set the depth so it only goes in about a ½ an inch down into the workpiece. Now here I'm tipping the blade to 45 degrees, and what I'm going to do is cut a nice beveled edge on all 4 sides of the top. Now that we have the main piece of the candle holder tray cut and beveled, holes are cut, candles sitting there nice, we've got to start thinking about the legs. 1 inch high from where they sit on the table. Then I'm going to cut the dados afterwards. So since this is such a small piece, I have to cut it on the bandsaw. Otherwise I'll get really bad kickback on the table saw. So let's do that now. Now here I'm just going to mark out 3 points, the center and then 1 inch from each side, and then connect them with a nice curve. Now I'll just use a square to mark the location for the dados where the legs are going to sit. Okay, so now we cut the dados, and the legs, or the feet, are a nice snug fit. So that's going to be the feet. It's going to sit like this. Sand everything down. Then we're going to finish it with some gel stain, and we're going to let that set for 24 hours, and then we'll hit it with the polyurethane. Now I'll just apply the gel stain with a foam brush. Now after you let it sit, you have to wipe it off so that you get a nice even coat and remove all the excess stain that doesn't soak into the wood. You'll see later I don't want too much to get soaked into the wood. I just want to accent the grain on the top because we're going to antique this finish a little bit. Now that it's all dry, I'm hitting the top with some sandpaper 120 grit. This way I can take off most of the stain, but leave only accented grain in there. You'll have some nice dark veins. You'll see at the end of the project here how it all comes together. Now I'm getting ready to spray this with polyurethane. I'm going to do a quick and easy fix for a turntable, so this way I don't have to keep walking around the table. I'm just going to take a dolly, put a piece of MDF on it, put these bench cookies on there, have the points on them. And now when the piece is on it and it's getting sprayed, you can spray one side, turn it, spray the other side, just keep rotating and spraying, not keep having to walk around the bench. Just a quick, easy tip. Well guys, that's it. Another project in the books. Had a lot of fun doing this one, and I hope you guys had fun watching it. In the last clip of the video, right before I sprayed the polyurethane, you saw me sand down the gel stain that I put on the top. Well, what happened was I decided to antique the top and give it that two-tone effect. So you can see the whole bottom is all mahogany, and the top has that nice weathered look to it, and it's got a really nice sheen from the polyurethane that I sprayed on there. And I also left these dark in the middle there, give it some character. And I oversized these a little bit just so that if somebody wanted to change out these candles for maybe some big beer glasses. They're not limited to just one size candles. So they do fit right in the center of these holes, and they also could fit bigger candles. And that's it. This is what it looks like, and it's going to look real nice sitting on somebody's table, maybe their mantle, and probably going to sell this one. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll just see you guys next time.